Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. It is Monday, January the 8th, 2024. Can you believe we're saying it? 2024. We are in a brand new year after all the anticipation and preparation for the holiday coming around, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and then New Year's, and now it's all over and gone. Guess what? 2023 is in the past, it's in the rearview mirror. We are now looking down the barrel of a fresh, brand new year. Can't hardly believe it, y'all. But we are in a brand new year. Welcome to 2024. Welcome to uh wow, I can't hardly believe um saying it, y'all. Can you believe it that this is the second broadcast of Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. K for Midlife Musings in this new year? My days have been so thrown off with being off for the holiday season, and on top of that, I was dealing with COVID for 2 weeks, and really, I want to say 2 weeks and a half or a little bit more, because you kind of are coming out of it, but your body is still trying to recuperate and regain its strength. So this week really pretty much is the first week of the week where I've kind of feel like I'm coming back to myself. So hey, y'all, happy new year. Hey, Sister Max. Hey, Sister Crystal. How y'all doing? Great evening. Hey, hey, hey. Whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, welcome back. I had a much needed respite for the month of December, and so I'm back trying to gather the troops back. As you know, once you get used to not doing something, you get used to not doing something. It's kind of hard to pick back up and that consistency go. So go ahead and invite your sisters and your friends and co-workers and tell them that Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. K for Midlife Musings is back. And I'm excited about it. And I had some kind of day trying to catch up and get back on my schedule, and really working the tools that I know to work to manage my day. And so I was going about it. Then I looked up and I was like, oh my God, it's almost time. Y'all almost missed it. Woo! Had to get it together. If you could have seen me over here before I hit that go live button, man, it was the stuff of comedy shows. But I'm so glad to be here. And I'm so glad that this is the space that we can just flow and we can be authentic. I don't have to put on any kind of airs or, try to be something I'm not. So I was just glad to just pull it all together in time to jump on, even though I've been rumbling around in my spirit, off and on throughout the day, what we were going to talk about today. So I'm just excited that I'm in that place where I can flow and not feel like I need to do something to perform, right? Aren't you glad that you're in that place in your life, or you're working to get there, that you no longer feel that sense or need to perform or to feel like you need to do something to be approved or accepted, that you can just flow in your authentic self, bring all of your uniqueness to whatever sphere of influence or place or platform that you've been gifted with, that you can just be yourself and walk in your anointing. Yes, and your grace. And I'm grateful. And I would be the first to admit it wasn't always that way. It's very stressful when you aren't sure of yourself or confident in who you are and what you've been assigned to do, and just being yourself. It's a lot of work and it's stressful, right? It's anxiety inducing. You're living under that shroud of imposter syndrome, feeling like you're not who you people think you are, that you're not as good as other people and all of that. Man, it's something about that mid-year life when you cross over to that threshold, when none of those things are what drives you anymore, and you're more inspired by being yourself. Yes, yes, and amen. Go ahead, put it in the comments and what that journey has been like for you to get to that space. And so let me just say once again, welcome, welcome to Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. K for Midlife Musings. This is the space and place where you find all things enlightenment and empowerment for Black women in midlife. And it has been a blast and an amazing journey to share with you my journey, to write it down in the book. If you don't have the Enlightened Woman Reflections and Inspirations for your journey, to rediscover the joy of being you in midlife and beyond, don't hesitate to pick it up. And I'm telling you, you would be able to resonate with it or share it with a sister if you already have it, right? So thank you for your continued support. And let me say, please save the date, September 20th and 21st, 2024, as we are heading towards the Serenity Experience. Yes, it's time, y'all. My goal is to get started much earlier this year so that you can have time to plan, get it on your calendars, put your monies aside, take advantage of the early bird registration when it opens. If not by the end of January, certainly by the beginning of February, we're going to have registration up and rolling. So go ahead and tell all your sister friends that you told about it if you came. If you're a Serenity Experience for Midlife, for Women in Midlife alumni, and you shared it with your family and friends, and they're like, "Ooh, I want to go next time," call them up, text them, DM them, email them, and let them know and tell them to put September 20th, 21st on their calendar for Serenity Experience 2024. Yes, yes, and yes. So looking forward to it. So go ahead, put aside your money already. Go ahead and put your date down, and don't let anybody encroach upon those dates, because that's going to be your time. We're going to be returning back to the Pearl Modern Spa and Boutique in Columbia, Maryland, and the Meriwether Lake House Hotel for those of you who choose to make it an overnight getaway, which I encourage you to do. So go ahead and put that money aside. Find you a roommate if you want to share that cost, and be prepared to make your investment, because we really want to make sure we are good stewards over presenting the best and most excellent experience that you can possibly have. But we want to make sure everything is covered, right? That's another thing that, as a businesswoman, I'm so glad to be able to say that, right? As a businesswoman and entrepreneur, that I am confident and free in charging what the experience is worth. So be prepared to make your investment in it, and know that you're going to get your money's worth. Can I get an amen and a boom shakalaka? Hallelujah. So make sure you do that. And in the meantime, coming up next weekend, I thought I had the time to download the image, but I didn't get a chance to download the image, but I'll have another opportunity to do that. I'm excited to be one of the speakers at the 2024 Mind, Body, Soul, and Spirit Retreat that is sponsored by Wellspring Manor and Spa. Kevin and Lisa Alexander are the proprietors, and it is a beautiful property right in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I've stayed there on numerous occasions, hosted events there on more than one occasion, and it is a beautiful property. And for the fourth year, I believe, she's hosting the Mind, Body, Soul, and Spirit Retreat, where it is about all things radical reset for Black women and women of color, for you to start your year off right, learning, being empowered, and experiencing a whole weekend full of wellness workshops and tips. I'm so excited to go. We'll be doing a workshop on Friday. I'm sorry, on Saturday, January 20th at 10 o'clock. Yes, entitled Radical Reset. Yes, I'm just like so excited. I've been working on it and getting it all together, and Radical Reset, Thriving. Yes, learning how to thrive in this season, a blueprint for mastering your midlife inner life, right? A radical reset, thriving, right? The blueprint for mastering your midlife and the pause. Mastering your midlife and menopause. So go head over to Wellspring Manor. I believe it might be .com, wellspringmanorspa.com. You can find them also on AG and get information, because you can make it a overnight event and spend the night during the Friday and I believe Saturday night. But their rooms are very limited, so they may or may not have any more rooms available. But you can buy day passes. You can buy day pass for Friday, a day pass for Saturday, um, or both, and get all of the workshops. And then on Sunday, they're going to do their self care and wellness pop up that they've done for the last couple of years. And that's from 12 to 4 on Sunday. So it's January 19th, 20th, and 21st. The 19th workshops will begin, I believe, around 1. That's open to those persons or those sisters that are not staying overnight. And again, on Saturday morning, you can get a day pass for Saturday, all day Saturday, or on Friday, or you can just show up for the wellness pop up with vendors that will be there from 12 to 4. In addition to that, on Friday night, Lisa Alexander herself, the co proprietor and founder of Wellspring, will be doing a workshop. And she is an amazing speaker and entrepreneur. And she's going to be speaking to us on Friday night, which you can do also separately for, I want to say it's a $49 registration for 2 hours. And she's going to be teaching and talking to women. And if I can pull up my look up my agenda, and I can tell you exactly on Friday, she will be doing a workshop from 7 to 9 called Empowerment and Intentional Wellness Strategic Planning for Professional Women of Color. And if you are free, Friday night, you don't want to miss that. And I believe the registration is $49 just for that event alone. And so go to wellspringmanorspa.com and get more information so that you can register. Let me tell you some of the workshops that are going to be happening on Friday: emotional wellness and resilience, I am what I am, strategies to overcome imposter syndrome. We just mentioned that. Mindfulness, a radical approach to transforming your health inside and out. Sustainable mental wellness, and movement is medicine. Man, that's going to be awesome. Then Saturday, you'll be right back. Welcome to Wellness. Let's find your inner joy. And then my workshop at 10, a radical reset, thriving in the pause, a blueprint for mastering midlife and menopause. Don't those sound great? Y'all, you got to register. And then there's the workshops after that is relaxation techniques for stress management and anxiety relief, and then a return to center. Then feeding your body, feeding your mind, legal foods of mass destruction. I love that. I'm going to be right there for that one. And New Year, Stronger You, Unleashing Your Signature Strength. Now, some of these workshops are running concurrently, so you would have to choose. And I know that's going to be close to impossible to choose which workshops you want to come to. And then on Sunday, there will be some early workshops, but then the Self Care Sunday experience pop up with all of the vendors, 12 to 4. That's a separate cost as well. So I invite you to go to Wellspring Manor and Spa.com or Google it and go to the event section and you'll find their 2024 My Body, Soul, and Spirit Retreat, and take advantage of that and get the tools you need to start off this new year with you in mind. Isn't that wonderful? I absolutely love it, love it, love it. Um, so I'm excited that you guys are here on tonight, and just want to take a few moments on tonight. So I talked about the Serenity Experience. Y'all got the dates, right? September 20th and 21st. We'll be going back to the Pearl Modern Spa and Boutique in Columbia, and then the room option for overnight stay. Is also available because you know we love to do that VIP piece on Friday night. You don't want to miss that at the Meriwether Lake House. And so go ahead and save the date, and more details will be coming. And look for registration to open either by the end of January or the first part of February. So excited. And put October 18th on your calendar too, because guys, you know that October is Menopause Awareness Month, and then October 18th is always Menopause Awareness Day. And guess what, y'all? It's on a Friday. So, you know, my brain is already trying to think what we're going to do for Menopause Awareness Day on Friday night. We got to have a time to celebrate and turn up with empowerment, enlightenment, strength, and just some fun, right? And we're looking for 2024 to do our Minnow Lounge on the move. Remember, we talked about hiking. We missed our fall dates to go hiking with Vanessa Elam. She is free in her healing hikes. So we're looking at the spring to schedule some healing hikes, some more yoga, some more opportunities for us to be on the move, get out, have some fun, and experience some adventures in 2024. Y'all with me? I hope you're with me. Don't miss the opportunity. So make sure you're following me on Instagram at Enlightened Woman Enterprise. Please do that, or on Facebook at the Enlightened Woman, so that you can get all of the information. All right. So we started out this year talking about mastering your midlife inner life and becoming you, your, I love to say, your ordained, optimal, unique you, becoming you, YOU, your, and even though there's only one O, I had two words. So, just bear with me, right? Becoming your ordained, optimal, unique self, right? Because who can you be better than you can be yourself, right? It's better to be the best you than to be the second best copy of someone else. And man, I got that from my cousin Natalie Rudd. She's Coach Natalie. You can follow her on Instagram as well. She is powerful, and she is my first cousin. My mom and her dad are siblings, and he is an ancestor. But she is my first cousin. Her name is Coach Natalie Rudd. She is phenomenal. And when I saw that, I was like, yes, Nat. It's so very true. And as we grow and as we mature and as we evolve in this season in our lives, the best thing we can possibly do is become more of who we are, even as we discover, rediscover, or remember all of the amazing things about ourselves and begin to love ourselves. The best thing we can continue to do is be more of ourselves. And it starts from the inside out. It is not an outside thing. It's not your context. It's not your culture. It's not your family of origin. Even though those things impact who we are and how we show up, how we respond now to our context, to our culture, to our experiences really should be rooted in who we know we are, who we are, how comfortable we are with ourselves, knowing ourselves. Self-awareness is powerful, it is key, and it is vital to your peace of mind and being able to go after your dreams and to live the life that you envision for yourself. And here's the thing, don't get caught up comparing somebody else's life to yours and thinking you need to want that or be that or go there. That might not be what floats your boat. That might not be where you find your oil of joy, right? Be comfortable with what you want for your life, right? Believe for your life and your calling and your purpose, and it doesn't have to look like anybody else's, even if it's in the same sphere. Because there's a gajillion coaches out there, life coaches. I'm a certified life coach, transformation coach, and now a menopause a specialist coach. But and what certified meditation coach. All of those things connect for me, and even though there are other women out there doing it and even directed towards women, they're not me, right? They can't bring what I bring, and I can't bring what they bring. And there's no need to compare or compete or campaign, right? But we create and we collaborate. And so as you are growing in this area, and you and I are growing in this area together in this midlife thing while we're experiencing the pause, wherever you find yourself on the continuum of the pause, whether it's perimenopause or menopause, which is really just one 24-hour period, then you're really what, postmenopause, wherever you are in that space. The thing that is going to be important for you is to embrace your authenticity and know what you are called to do. And here's the thing, it's a process and it takes time. So don't let anybody ever make you think they always knew, they always had it together, they always had the answers, right? It is a process, because sometimes by the time we get to our 40s, 45, 50s, 60s, that is the time that we finally start to come into our own and realizing who we really are and what's really important to us and for us. Yeah, that's good. So we open talking about, what makes you you. 2024 is our opportunity to become more of who we always were and who God intended us to be. And we talked about four things. The way to master our midlife inner life was to be grounded, to be growing, to be glowing, and to be going. If you go on my Instagram page or the Facebook page, you'll find a post with those on it. And on tonight, um, I wanted to talk about grounded. I want to take them one at a time and talk about them for a few minutes. Y'all okay with that? Y'all with me? Whether you're live or watching on the replay, let me know you hanging with me. We're not going to be here long on tonight, but I want to talk about grounded, the grounded portion. And I titled it tonight, Grounded for Greater. Grounded for greater, mastering your midlife inner life. Grounded for greater. Um, and when I talk about being grounded, we were talking about what are those mastering your midlife inner life. What are those spiritual practices and disciplines that you are going to include and prioritize so that you are anchored, so that you are grounded, so that you are centered, so that you can come back to that space and that place within you that holds you firm, that holds you fast when the world all around you is maybe falling apart or going crazy or shifting beneath your feet, that causes some things to shake within you. Because in this life, and in particular in midlife, when life begins to transition, when your body begins to do things that you didn't know was going to happen, or that is causing you some concern, when life around you is shifting. This is the season often when career changes happen, or you just decide you need to do something completely different. You're maybe a caregiver for a parent or both parents, or maybe parents may have passed away and you're trying to adjust, and maybe you are the sibling that has carried the family, and now that your parents are gone, it's a lot of pressure right? Or maybe you were only child and you were the only one that is rising to the occasion to care for parents, or maybe even a spouse or a child, right? Or you may lose some of your best friends um, to death or sickness, or you yourself may be dealing with a diagnosis, or something has changed. Finances may have changed. Life can bring all of the above, and sometimes it feels like it's happening all at the same time. You may be in a season of grieving. It's been a challenging season for us. A good friend of ours passed away a couple of weeks ago suddenly, and another spiritual mentor and godmother of our youngest child, Joshua, has passed. Her funeral is coming up, and a friend that many of us know, Reverend Audrey, is passing. Her funeral is coming up on Friday, and so with those back-to-back things, it can shake you up, and you need a foundation. You need to have something that grounds you when life lifes you. Wow. Whew. And so when we say grounded, that means we're grounded for a greater way of showing up, greater capacity. Because when you're grounded and you're focused and you're anchored and you're steady and you're centered, that doesn't mean you won't feel different emotions. That doesn't mean you won't have emotions. And sometimes, even an emotional meltdown, the goal is, can you come back to your center at some point, your source of strength in the meantime? That doesn't mean you're going to always react perfectly or not have a good day and then a challenging day. We're not talking about that. That's part of life. But is there a center? Do you have a center, right, that helps you manage when life happens, right? And the best thing we can do is employ those spiritual practices and prioritize that, so that not if things happen, when they happen. You would be amazed at sometimes the level of peace you can have in the midst of a storm, the ability to think straight, make decisions, even when tears might be falling. uh, that comes from cultivating and curating your spirit, your inner woman, and your strength. And so it doesn't have to look the same as anybody else's. But when you have a relationship with God, you have a relationship with the Spirit, and the Spirit speaks to you and says, "This is the direction I need you to go. This is what I want you to do. This is what I'm calling to you to do." And sometimes it's going to require sacrifice, meaning you have to shut out distractions so that you can focus. First of all, so you can hear and to get still. Right. So for me in 2024. I've committed, one, to eat differently so that my mind is clearer, my spirit is clearer, so that I can hear the spirit. And I know you're like, what? Yeah, it's connected. How your body is feeling, what are you putting in your body, matters, because if you are putting things in your body that keeps you sluggish and slow and heavy and bloated, and your mind is not clear or focused, um, it's kind of hard to employ those spiritual disciplines that you need, right? So I've had to decide to eat differently so that I feel lighter in my body. My body is not working as hard, and so that my mind is clearer. And here's the thing, it took me a minute to embrace that and be consistent with it. So be patient with yourself when you make decisions to do something different, because I'm telling you, soon as you make up your mind, resistance is going to come. It's going to come to resist even that which is better and good for you. hmm So, this is just my journey. Yours might be different. So, for me, I'm eating differently, a lot lighter, so that I can, one, help my body cleanse after having dealt with 2.5 weeks of COVID, right? And then so that my mind can be a little clearer, because I am in midlife. And so that whole brain fog, memory lapse thing is real. So I need all the help I can get, right, to stay clear and have some clarity so I can hear the voice of God, to employ stillness, right, and to get quiet. And I don't try to go overboard. I'll do 10 minutes, put 10 minutes on my clock on my phone, and just practice my own meditation time. Sometimes it can be longer, but if my day needs to be adjusted, 10 minutes will do a lot for you. Sometimes I listen to some meditation music and sometimes I don't. And but for 10 minutes, I just breathe and sit in stillness and quiet. And sometimes I'll repeat a mantra, whether it's a scripture or something that I need to declare to myself for that day. If it's I'm at peace, and peace is available to me, I'll walk in peace. For 10 minutes, that's it. And then that helps me focus. Because if you're anything like me, you wake up with your mind going, oh, I got to do this. I got to call this person. I need to send that email. I need to prepare for this. I need to do that in the house. Your mind is constantly going almost as soon as you wake up. So I'm learning to discipline myself in the morning, to get quiet, to get still, to breathe, and to go through my meditation, or my devotion time, or my quiet time, right, or my peace, or my grounding time, right. So I do that, and it doesn't always look the same every day. Sometimes I can literally come in my quiet time and all I do is listen to praise music the entire time, and then I'm energized, and I say my prayer, and then I start my day. But I've committed for 2024 is to read through the Bible, in this year, in the entire year of 2024. So I've chosen a 365-day devotion on you version, and I am absolutely loving it, because depending on where you are each year, each day, when you read spiritual literature and you read the Bible, it can hit you in a totally different way than in before. So this year, the word is hitting me unlike it has. And I have more clarity, more understanding, getting different revelations and ahas and all of the above. And so for me, I'm grounding myself by walking in the spiritual disciplines of eating differently, right? Taking some time to get still, and creating the discipline of reading through the Bible for this entire year. You know, you have to determine what you need that grounds you, right? And I pray throughout the day, talk to God, and do devotional. And here's the thing, you do not have to be on your own, because sometimes we get um, stuck because we think we have to come up with something, or we need to be deep and we need to have all the answers. Do you know there's so many tools and support out there for you? I'm telling you, that you version is perfect. It has devotions for almost every topic you could possibly think of. And it's a free um, downloadable app, right? Or buy a devotion or a book that you can read. and read a portion of it every morning. You don't have to come up with it, and you don't have to feel guilty thinking you're supposed to be so spiritual that you can come up with everything on your own. Oh, no. God has gifted other people to create tools to help and support for you to be grounded. Grounded for greater. That means greater peace, greater joy, greater vision, greater wisdom. Whatever your greater is, you need to be grounded for it, right? Grounded, steadied, centered, having your inner life developed, your emotional intelligence developed, learning how not to allow your emotions drag you, but to be inspired. This is not about perfection, it's all progression, and we're growing. But the good thing is you can do it, right? And make it unique to you. What works for you. This is what works for me. Some people can do it in the evening, and every now and then I can do it in the evening. But a lot of times, if my day gets long or it's busy or I have unexpected interruptions, then sometimes that time gets pushed off of the agenda. So I have to learn how to do what works for me. And sometimes it's great. And so I'm learning how to get quiet, even in the evening, just for a few moments to recap the day. But I don't always do it in the evening as well. But definitely that's how I want to start the day. But some people, that works for them. So if that works for you, do what works for you, right? Or you may be able to do it, take a break in the middle of the day. But whatever works, learn to prioritize your inner life, strengthening your inner woman, because it's from here that you're able to manage whatever's going on out there, right? And it takes intention and cultivation. We talked about that some a little bit last year as well. It takes intention and it takes cultivation, and you get to curate it with the spirit what works best for you, right? So, grounded for greater just means find your center, find your quiet place, find your anchoring, your center, and do it through either prayer and meditation, right? Breathing, getting quiet, studying the word, finding books. And can I tell you, Spirit is so awesome. The Spirit will guide you to books, right? Songs that you need right in that moment. I mean, I have a soundtrack of my life of songs that Holy Spirit leads me to that is exactly what I need in that moment, right? That helps me grow. If we don't grow and evolve and mature in our inner woman, which is our true self and our true identity in who we are, we will be tugged and pulled and pushed in all directions, and our emotions will get the best of us. Stress will come in and overtake us, and then begin to affect our health. And then it becomes a vicious cycle. Our bodies are sick, our emotions and our minds and are off and stressed, and then it affects our bodies, and then our bodies affect how we think and how we feel. This year, let's get grounded for greater health, right? Greater harmony with our spirit, soul, mind, and body, right? For greater. What is your greater, right? Go ahead and put that in the comments if you're willing to share with us. Grounded for greater what? Greater what? Greater peace, greater joy, greater stability, greater health, right? A greater vision for this new season in your life, a greater grasp of your purpose. What is greater for you? Because whatever we do and for whomever we do it for, it starts within. Who do we want to be when we show up, right? That inner light, pour into that. Y'all, we graded. We grounded for greater. Thank y'all for joining me on tonight for Mondays in the Meditation Room for with Dr. K for Midlife Musings. Just a little thoughts on this season. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Enlightened Woman Enterprises or Facebook Enlightened Woman. I haven't ventured into TikTok. Um, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that just yet. Trying to master where I am right now and do well what is in my hands to do right now. Right. So I like it. You know, I got to put my glasses on. I love it. I love it. Be grounded for greater peace. Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Because you know, it's so much stuff in and out and around outside of us that try to disturb our peace or literally just shatter or take it. Do you know there is a place in God? There's a place in spirit that even when we are facing challenges, we have a level of peace, peace that passes all understanding, right? Peace that makes absolutely no sense given the circumstances, right? And that does not mean the absence of something. It means the presence, the presence of God within, within. And let's walk in it with confidence. Yeah, I love it. And I love you. Thank you for joining us. Save the date, y'all. And if you are free and so inclined, go ahead and register for the 2024 Mind, Body, Soul, and Spirit Retreat at Wellspring Manor and Spa. I'll look forward to seeing you there. I love it. Yes, Subi, it's going to be a great year. That's our story, and we are sticking to it. And I hope you believe that for yourself too, that it's going to be a great year. Why? Because you're going to be a great you because you are grounded for greater. Woo! I love you. Have an amazing evening and a peaceful, peaceful night's rest and sleep to get ready to make it a great day on tomorrow. Right? Love y'all. See you soon. Bye.